Whip out your guns and hold down that shoot button. Here are 50 facts about everyone's favorite game in the series, Devil May Cry 2. Devil May Cry 2 was released on January 25th, 2003, exclusively for the PlayStation 2. Despite the success of the original Devil May Cry, the sequel was not made by Hideki Kamiya or Team Little Devils. The first notice Kamiya's team was given about any sort of sequel occurred during the localization of Devil May Cry 1, which greatly surprised Kamiya. Since the game's release, Kamiya has expressed disappointment that he was not brought on board for the sequel. According to the producer, Tsuyoshi Tanaka, it's estimated that the game's environments were approximately 9 times as large as the first. The game was supposed to be set in New York, but after the September 11th terrorist attacks, the idea was abandoned. Initially, an unidentified director was placed in charge of the project, but Capcom wasn't too pleased with their work and assigned Hideaki Itsuno with only 4 to 5 months remaining in development. Despite the limited time on the project as director, he is the only one credited as director in the final version of the game. Just like the previous game, Devil May Cry 2 was released in Japan with the original English dialogue. Matthew Kaminsky voices Dante instead of Drew Combs due to the game's English dialogue being recorded in Los Angeles this time around. In the Devil May Cry 3142 graphic arts, an interview by longtime Capcom artist Daigo Ikeno revealed that Capcom was so sure of the then-fledgling franchise that they greenlit Devil May Cry 2 before the first game even finished production, a decision vindicated by DMC1's runaway success. This is the only game in the series to have 2 discs. The first one lets you play as Dante, while the second lets you play as Lucia. Desperation Devil Trigger, or better known as Majin Form, is Dante's low-health super mode that grants him insane power in the game. The secret transformation didn't have an official English name at first, but Majin Form was a common fan nickname for it, so it was canonized later on by the English version of the 3142 graphic arts art book. In regards to 2's placement in the DMC timeline, Capcom was so wary about 2 that it wasn't until the Devil May Cry 3142 graphic arts book that it would be officially placed at the tail end of the timeline. However, with 5's announcement at E3 2018, it was initially stated that the order was 3, 1, the animated series, 4, 2, 5. But later on, Capcom streamed a summary recap on February 6, 2019, right before DMC5 release, that changed the order of the timeline to 3, 1, the animated series, 2, 4, 5 instead. Changes from the first game were influenced by surveys distributed by the development team. The addition of Lucia as a playable character was a response to player complaints that Trish was not playable in the first Devil May Cry game. The emphasis on puzzles was also downplayed in DMC2, with the camera system revamped to allow for better action scenes. Devil May Cry 2's difficulty was purposely lowered due to player complaints about the first game being too hard. Unlike the other games, Devil May Cry 2 has no easy difficulty mode. This is the only game where the jackpot catchphrase is not said. Initially, Capcom was very reluctant to release an official soundtrack for Devil May Cry 2, but after a test period during which Capcom sought 1,000 pre-orders as a proof of demand, the DMC2 soundtrack was released to the public on October 15, 2004. GameSpot chose Devil May Cry 2 as the most disappointing game of 2003. Devil May Cry 2 is the only entry in the series where Dante can fly freely. In other DMC games, he has the ability to hover above the ground, whereas here, he can ascend and descend. Devil May Cry 2 is the only Devil May Cry game to not feature Dante's brother Virgil in some way. Lucia shares her name with Saint Lucy, a martyred saint called Lucia in the Divine Comedy, where she appeared to help the poet Dante. Since Saint Lucy also appears to be a patron saint of the blind, Lucia references this by having one of her eyes covered at all times. Lucia is the only playable character in the entire main Devil May Cry games to not make an appearance in Devil May Cry 5. Arius' facial design was based off of Lee Van Cleef, who plays as the villainous sheriff in the movie for a few dollars more. The Masira enemies are actually the citizens of Dummery Island transformed due to being consumed by evil. The landscapes in this game are inspired by a place in Turkey. Dante wasn't originally going to be the main character of this game, but an unknown male character wearing a green-colored jacket. The reason why Dante is so quiet in this game was because the producer, Tanaka, did not like that he was a joke-cracking wise-ass in the previous game. The reason for Trish being added as a secret playable character in this game was because it was an act of an apology for changing Dante's original character. In a 2012 tweet, Hideki Kamiya believes that Trish has an actual Devil Trigger form other than donning sunglasses and manifesting a golden super mode in this game. The Arcanus and Arius represent a set of tarot cards. the Medaglia being the suit of coins, the Spada being the suit of swords, the Chalice being the suit of cups, and the Baston being the suit of wands, and Arius being the magician trump card. The golems are inspired by the Hedra from Nazca, Valley of the Wind. Bolverk is a demon warrior who once fought against the Dark Knight Sparta and was defeated by him. He serves as the rival character for this game. The infamous Infested Chopper is a fictional hybrid of an AH-64 Apache and a Eurocopter Tiger. Arius' final boss form represents an Eastern dragon. According to Daigo Aikeno, he believes that the strongest looking demons tend to be humanoid dragon ones. The Secretaries, or Lucia's devil form, and her unlockable Secretary outfit are based off of the Secretary bird of Africa, hence the name Secretary. The name Argos Sax may be based on Argos, the other name of Argus in Greek mythology. Argos means bright, shining, from Proto-Indo-European. Phantom makes a brief appearance in this game. No explanation for this fight or his apparent return from the dead is given, though the guidepost indicates that the portal he appears from may be a door to the past, or that he is simply a different Phantom as noted by the Phantom babies in Devil May Cry 1. Because of Phantom's frequent appearances in the first game and his reappearance in this game, he holds the distinction of being the most frequently fought boss in the series, with a total of 9 possible encounters. In Devil May Cry 1, there are 2 mandatory battles, 2 corridor encounters, 1 optional battle, and he can be encountered inside Nightmare, for a total of 6 encounters. In Devil May Cry 2, he is fought by both Lucia and Dante, and his head is also a part of Argos Sax the Chaos. Only Virgil compares, with 9 fights if Nilo Angelo is counted, 3 plus the one inside Nightmare. If the battles with Urizen count, Virgil would be the most frequently fought boss character in the series, with a total of 14 battles. Griffin also appears in Devil May Cry 2 as part of Argos Sax the Chaos' blob form. Capcom worked with the Italian clothing company Diesel, which is known for designing clothes for video games, to create unlockable costumes for Dante and Lucia. Promotional material featured the characters with the costumes in Diesel stores across Japan, with Dante's DMC2 Diesel jacket also being made available for purchase, which is now a rare collector's item today. Dante in his DMC2 attire makes an appearance in the role-playing game Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne as a boss encounter and playable party member. He also has a place in the story, being hired to kill the main character and eventually joining the party. He comes equipped with Rebellion, Ebony and Ivory, and his double-sided coin, and has a plethora of abilities that are taken right from DMC. The player can choose to jump off the same ledge Dante does when he first appears in Shin Megami Tensei, but if they do, their party will be reduced to 1 HP. However, if Dante is in the player's party, he alone will be unharmed by the jump. In the HD remaster of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, Dante is voiced by Ruben Langdon, even though he did not originally voice Dante in DMC2.
Man, that geezer really knows how to sell it. This job already sucks ass.
The European version of Nocturne has the infamous featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series label on the box art, which has been poked fun at by fans of the series ever since. In exchange for Dante's presence in Nocturne, Kazuma Kaneko, the principal artist behind character and demon designs in the Shin Megami Tensei series, was brought into the Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening project to design the devil trigger forms for Dante and Virgil. The company name, Ouroboros, is also the name of the virus and one of the bosses in Resident Evil. Just like the novel for the first game, a prequel novel for Devil May Cry 2 was written by Shinya Goiketa under supervision by Capcom. The Japanese version was published in 2003, while the English adaptation was first printed in November 2006. This novel follows a devil hunter named Beryl teaming up with Dante to defeat the Beast Heads, a demonic statue which she has chased for years. The book ends months later with a white-hilted dagger flying through Dante's front window, bearing an invitation to the museum seen in the beginning of Devil May Cry 2. Beryl's rifle bears a striking resemblance to the Spiral from Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening. For many years, there were several plot holes and questions about the ending of DMC2 that were left unanswered until the release of the novel Devil May Cry 5 Before the Nightmare. In the novel, Dante returns to Vita Marley, and it is explained how he got out of hell and what happened after the final cutscene with Lucia in Devil May Cry 2. And finally, it's implied in the novel that Lucia has feelings for Dante. However, when Dante appears oblivious towards the subject, she bids him farewell, and that is the last time we hear from her. If you have any facts that I didn't cover in this video, be sure to leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching until the end, and let me know what you want me to cover next in the 50 Facts series for Devil May Cry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.